Let's be honest, the holidays can be joyful, but they can be quite expensive. If you don't have a plan, it is very easy to overspend. So, tonight I'm showing you how to create your holiday money plan so you can enjoy the season without overspending and without guilt. Okay? You guys ready for that? Listen, the biggest thing that I want you to get out of this is that I don't want you waking up in January asking, what happened? What did I actually do? Let's get into it.
Here we go! Nicole Johnson, Nicole Johnson, Nicole Johnson. Let's go!
And welcome to another episode of Budgeting for Your Lifestyle. I am the Nicole Johnson, and tonight I want to help you build clarity, confidence, and control in your money, your systems, and your life. With everything that's happening in our economy, it is more important than ever to have control when it comes to your finances. The federal government just had the longest shutdown in history, okay? And employees missed 2.5 checks, short one, full one, half of a pay period, and then two full paychecks. And that is a lot because a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. And even though the shutdown has ended, there are many employees that are still looking for their retroactive pay. And sadly enough, because the continuing resolution that was passed to open up the government is set to expire on January 30th, we truly could be right back in the same situation, shut down and working for no pay. Not a great way to start off the new year. So, my message tonight is twofold. I'm going to show you how to create a holiday money plan so you can enjoy the season without overspending. And then I have a special invitation to a virtual event that can help you have a money reset experience that'll help you create financial strategy that will help you plan and not panic. Okay, y'all ready? Let's go. Make sure I got my notes right here. So you might be asking, why do I need a money plan? I'm just going to do the same thing I always did. Well, when you do that, you get the same results that you always have. Is that you're looking to see where your money went after the holiday season. So your money plan isn't about gifts, it's about being prepared. Now, technically, I actually start my clients and my community in January labeling money for the Christmas holiday. And they're like, I got plenty of time to save. And I tell them, no, you don't. January starts here, and before you know it, it'll be mid year. Then it'll be the Thanksgiving holidays. And if you know it, here's Christmas, right? So some people do have done that where they begin to label money in January, setting it aside for the holiday season, as well as birthdays and anniversaries and other major events throughout the year. And the reason is that that is important is that you can start by putting away smaller amounts versus trying to do something big all at one time. Okay. So when you're setting up a budget, I know you guys don't like that word. I know you do, but it's the thing that you need because a budget is designed to help you tell your money where to go so you don't spend time standing around looking to see where it went. Okay. I want you to make sure that you are not afraid to hear the word budget and then to actually put one in place. Well, some of you are going to say, well, Nicole, when I put it in place, it's hard to stick to it. And we're going to talk about that when I invite you to this virtual event. Okay. I got you. When you're starting to look at what you're going to spend for your money plan, the first thing you need to do is make a list. What are you shopping for? If you have a gift, a list of people that you want to buy for, you need to determine who they are. Write it down. And it might seem tedious, but it's the only way to help you have a clear definition, a clear and strategic roadmap as to how you're going to spend your money in the holiday season. Now, for those of you who are saying, you know what, I ain't buying no Christmas gifts and I'm not going all out. I love you guys. I really, really do. That is the easiest way, right? But then there's some of you like Nicole, the holiday season is important. My family does something really big. Good evening to those of you. Hello, hello. I'm glad you could join us. And if you have any comments, tag me in the comments, any questions, any feedback. I'm here to interact because this is more for you than it is for me. So I'm glad you guys are here. My family does something really big for the holiday season all the time, Nicole, and I get that. But if you haven't planned all year long, you're kind of in a catch 22. And I want to make sure that you have the best experience without any regret. Okay. Don't want you to have any regret. So make a list of who you're buying for and then give each person on that list or each classification a budget amount, right? Give it a budget amount. You have to have a list of what you're going to do and spend so that you don't overspend. It's just really that simple. Okay. Are you traveling? Have you already purchased your tickets? In this economy, please buy travelers insurance. The way the airports are canceling flights and things of that nature, don't get stuck without being able to at least get your money back if you can't travel. Travel insurance is so inexpensive and you can do it actually on your own, but we'll have to talk about that at another time. But in creating this list of people that you're going to shop for, the biggest thing is to create a boundary for you. How much do you actually have to spend during this holiday season? Okay. And you have to set that amount because otherwise you'll go over. It's really, really easy to go over. Okay. So create your list, write it down. Who are you shopping for? And how much do you plan to spend on them? Sounds easy, and it is. It's a budget for you, and it's also a boundary so that you don't overextend yourself. Okay. Now, Black Friday is coming. Black Friday ain't what it used to be for me. Okay, can I take a moment and share that with you? I used to actually enjoy getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Don't tell nobody, okay? Because I'm really not an early bird. But I used to actually like being able to go through that catalog or that sales flyer and find the different steals and deals. But it's not like it used to be. You know, they're open on Thanksgiving night and they can't enjoy their time with their family. And so it's just a very different feel. But there are some things that I do look for my personal use. And then there are certain things I look for that I want to gift. So again, a list, okay, a list. I also make sure that I'm shopping with cash because that keeps me from being tempted to go over my designated budget amount. Maintaining a budget requires discipline. If you don't learn anything else tonight, learn that it requires discipline. Okay. And if you don't implement discipline for yourself, it's going to catch up with you in the long run. So, when you're shopping for yourself, because we go out there and we find great deals. I look for sheets, pillowcases, comforters, different things, and household items. But I have to have a limit, and then I have to ask myself some questions: do I need this, or do I just want this? Right? Because that high thread count on those sheets, baby, ain't nothing better than sleeping on a 1,500 or 2,000 or 25. Cool child. It's glorious. And when they are very affordable, yeah, I could buy 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 sets, but I did that last year. So do I really need four or five more? Do I? Or is this a want? I've got to set boundaries, and so do you, because everything needs to fit within the budget. It's the only way for you to be able to determine where your money is going, how much is going where, and if it's going to the right locations. Okay. So listen, I know some of you are like, Nicole, quit telling me about how I spend my money. That's why you here. Hello, hello, hello. Some of you, that's why you here. I'm going to hold you accountable, even if it's virtually. All right. I'm going to help you think about the way that you spend your money because it's the foundation for budgeting for your lifestyle, right? And if money is tight, You need to be on a budget even more so, because you need to make sure that you're accounting for every penny that comes in and every penny that goes out. Now, I talked to someone today and she was like, how am I supposed to save when the money is so tight, even if it's just a little bit? Because what ends up happening is when you implement the habit of saving, when your lifestyle changes, your deposits will start to change. The habit of ensuring that you're already saving is already in place. Pay into your savings as if it were a bill. And we pay bills monthly. Some of us pay it every other week, some pay it every week. But you need to determine how often you are going to contribute to your savings so that when things like emergencies happen, shutdowns happen, you have something to fall back on. Okay, ladies, this is more for us than the gentlemen. Holiday overspending is emotional. Is this a need or a want? Is this a need or a want? I can't even tell you how many mugs I have, but I love them because they are also beautiful. They have a message, but guess what they do? It's a cup that holds liquid. Okay, so do I need this? And when I have a written out plan, how does this $25 mug, this $20 mug fit into that plan? When I was working to pay off my truck, I had well over a year left on the note, but it was more interest than it was principal. And so I had to sit down and determine, do I want to just give away money to this financing company, or am I going to stop with all the extras for a little while to get that note paid off? And I chose to stop and get that note paid off. Because if I was just going to give away money, I'm sure I could find a more valuable cause than to go send it off to that finance company. Okay. So does it fit in the plan? And if it doesn't, cut it out. So make your list, write down what you're shopping for, who you're shopping for, have a set amount for each category, stick to the plan. And sometimes when you go into those stores where you know you have the tendency to do more than what's on that list, take cash. Leave your cards at home. Leave your cards at home. You've got to protect yourself. Do you know what it feels like to go 3 pay cycles without a check? 3, 3 of them. That's what employees went through, and it had a huge impact across this nation. And it was even more so financial problems for people who actually still had to continue to go to work. I felt bad for them. Some who were still paying daycare expenses because they still had to go to work, so the kids had to go somewhere. Where's the cushion? Where is the cushion? Where are we building the cushion? And so, thinking about how federal employees, my colleagues, my coworkers were impacted by that, I decided to do what I call another one of my money reset experiences. And this is where we get together and we create. See, these tips that I'm giving you now, these are just small tips, small things that you can implement. But sometimes I really got to sit and have some conversation with you about your money mindset and how to look at things differently so that you can do things differently so that you can get different results. And that takes a little bit more conversation. Would you agree? I know you do. I hear you say yes. I hear you say yes. Okay. And so on December 6th, click on that link or write that down, go over to that link and join me for the money reset experience. We're going to spend 4 hours, a half a day, really digging into systems, things that you can implement before you leave the experience, help you create a 90-day plan. And for some of us, we need to move a little bit faster because if that shutdown happens again in January, February is going to be hard because I like to think about, I tell people all the time, I am the most optimistic pessimist you ever want to know. I'm always going to hope for the best, but I'm preparing for the worst. So that no matter where I land in between, I'm ready. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. Okay. And so just imagine if it was hard at 42 days, and the current administration has no problem beating a record because the longest one before that was 35 days. Can you imagine what 60 days would be like? That's 4 paychecks. Can you imagine if it goes 90 days? All of those things are things that we have to think about. But I've been saying since before the pandemic, these jobs ain't loyal. And if you don't get something that has just your name on it, we're going to be in trouble many and many days. So it is very easy to implement changes so that you can have different results. I promise you it is. Okay. Make your list, determine who you're going to shop for, what are you buying, and what's your budget. To have a preset amount for what it is you want to spend. Simple. You know how much money you have going in. Stop putting your bills off, talking about I'll pay it in January. Late fees. People don't understand. Let me give you an example. When there were mothers, clients that were trying to buy homes, and some of them had not really even established credit. So they felt like that was a challenge. Did you know that you can use your utilities, your insurance payments, as what they call non-traditional trade lines? Because you need to have at least 3 active trade lines on your credit report when when you're trying to buy a home. That's what the bank is looking for. That's what the mortgage company is looking for, to see, do you have established credit where you have paid 12 months of on-time payments to 3 different creditors. Now you don't have a mortgage, so you're paying rent. You have your car note, you have your car insurance. But you know what? You've been late on the car insurance a little bit. Okay, let's look at another utility. You've got your cell phone bill, you've got your power bill. But if you've been putting those things off too, you're setting yourself up for failure. So if your goal is to become a homeowner, you've got to start at least 12 months out. Is Christmas one day for presents worth derailing your dream? You got to make that decision. You've got to set that boundary. Okay. So I'm here to help you stay on track with your money plan. And it's very easy to do. All right. Before you decide to buy that, and see, I'm a gadget, I'm a gadget girl. Okay. So kitchen gadgets, household gadgets, I have to really temper myself. I have to, no, Nicole, you don't need that. You don't need another crock pot. But this one's cute and I like the color. So what? Do you need it? I have to harness myself in too. Okay. But why would I need an extra one when I'm rarely using the one I have? And does that help me get to my goal? This is one of the reasons that during the Vision and Empowerment Retreat that'll be held here live in Dallas, January 15th through the 17th, we create portable vision boards so that we can keep our goals in front of us. That is so important. And I would love to see you here. So go on over to that link and check us out. We have a buy one, get one free, and we have what's called a Saturday day pass if you can only make it in for Saturday. You will not be disappointed. We've got some amazing sponsors like World Spring Spa. We have Spa Boss Tribe of Alabama. That is a community of estheticians, skincare, wellness business owners, all women that come together to support each other in the community, and they are one of our community sponsors. We also have local here in Dallas, Natasha Mack. She's an author. She is one of our community sponsors. We also have Coffee and Bible Time, Dot, the Dot cards, which I love because it's the updated business card, transferring your information without the typical business card. Okay. So we've got some amazing sponsors. We actually just won a $500 grant from 4imprint. And so I'm excited about the supplies that's going to help us use to prepare for the retreat. So I'm looking forward to that. And we have gone all out for your experience. You're going to spend 2 days here with us, that Friday and Saturday, with people just pouring into you. You have one directive: leave all your problems at home. Come here so that you can relax, release, and rejuvenate and leave with clarity, confidence, and control. I'm super excited about that. Okay. But I want you guys to make sure that as you are making your money plan, you're going to write it down. You're going to determine who you're shopping for, what you're buying. Okay. And you're going to set a budget. Real easy, very easy, simple to implement. You can do that tonight. I'm shopping for 1, 2, 3 people. I need to buy groceries. Well, here's the grocery list. Here's how much the budget is. Here's how much I'm going to spend on that person, that person, that person. And that's it. That's it. And then don't forget to get something for yourself. Okay. Get something for yourself. And then join me on Saturday, December 6th at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time for the Money Reset Experience. We're going to close out December with a plan. For all of the federal employees out here that are connected to me, I implore you to come and join me, because I want to give you some tips and some strategies to be prepared, not just for what could happen in January, because what if they resolve it? But guess what? The budget would only go through maybe the summer, or it might actually go through the end of the fiscal year, but then we turn around and start the fiscal year back in the same position. It's time for us to be prepared to do something differently for ourselves. And that's for anyone. Your job is not guaranteed. So build something that you have more control over. Because I promise you this, our life happenings hit differently when our money is in order. Have an accident, you don't have to worry about anything because you've got that emergency fund. You've got that money set aside. So you don't have to worry about, now I've had an accident, how I'm going to pay for stuff. You can focus on healing, getting yourself together. If you have small children, you know you got to stay on point. Mama, I need this. Mama, I need that. When do you need it? Tomorrow. Baby, it's 7:00 on tonight. Why are you just now telling me? I forgot. You got to stay ready. And don't have 2 or 3. This child in this sport, this child in that sport, this child in that sport. We're being pulled and tugged in so many different directions. Nicole, I just don't have time. If your goal is to have some sort of financial breathing room, you need to make time. You don't have a choice. I spoke to someone today, and she's one of my fellow sorority sisters, and I called her and I talked to her about something that she's going through. She has lost her good job. And so now, unfortunately, she's working 2 part-time jobs, and it's really wearing on her. And I understand that, right? But I gave her some strategy on some things to implement so that as you build it, you can let one of those part-time jobs go. And if you build it even bigger, you can let both of those part-time jobs go and do everything that you need to do from home. She's like, I'm not seeing that. I said, okay, well, let me see it for you. Lean into the community people that are in your circle who can see things for you until you can see it for yourself. because life can be hard, it can be cruel, it can be all of the things. And when you do it alone, it can really be hurtful and lonely and cold, but it doesn't have to be. So you create a plan and then you execute. And so for this holiday season, I want you to make sure that you have a holiday money plan. And wherever you're watching, whether it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, if you're listening on Apple Podcast, if you're listening on Spotify, make sure you leave a comment and tell me, how did your money plan work? I love to know your progress. I love to know if there's something that I can do to help you. So make sure that you come on out and join me at the Money Reset Experience on December 6th at 9 a.m. Central Time, because we're going to do some work. Make sure you get registered and bring a friend. Friends don't let friends do this alone, okay? And so tonight I'm going to end with this. You do not have to give in to what society, family, and friends expect you to do for the holiday season. Remember, nobody pays bills at your house but you. So make sure you make a plan, stick to the plan, and watch yourself have different results. Okay? I love getting into these conversations with you, and I can't wait to see you again. So until next time.